Okie dokie, that's the Tecna spec one. So it's a bit different, brand new, first time it's gone out. Looking beautiful. Look at that. Let's have a look. Yes, we've got a little light camera in there of course as well. But yeah, all looks good. Okay, slightly bigger screen apparently. Let's turn her on. Look at that, 1.6 miles. Oh dear, it takes me back to when I got my Leaf. Oh, Nissan connected, it said. Okay, it's a different error message. Well, error message, different warning message. Oh yeah, completely different thing. Oh dear, I'm gonna have to play with this later. But whoa, it's got the Bose sound system in it, so it's got the leather seats as well. We've got the heating things down here, but I'll run through that later. I gotta get going. But 8:45 now, but I'm blocked in by that, so we shall see. Ah, heated seats, heated steering wheel. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, it's lovely. It's warming up right the sort of the bottom of my back. It's warming it up. It's really nice. Got no heating on. I've turned that off. Weirdly, with the heating on auto, it said I could do 95 miles. When I turn it off, it's like I could do 115 miles. That's quite a jump. Mine usually affects sort of 5 miles maximum. Don't know, but yeah. Oh, it's nice though. The heated seats. Oh, beautiful. There's something I don't want to pay for though. The upgrade, to be honest, because the whole point of this car is supposed to be frugal. It's supposed to be save money. Well, I am. That's what my idea is for it. Check out that viewing angle. As you may have noticed, it wasn't 100% charged. He did ask him to charge it, but it was 89%, which is fine with me because it wouldn't have been 100% anyway if I'd have driven from Mitcheldean to Gloucester. So it doesn't bother me at all. So there we go. It's 80. It's going to be a bit harder to calculate though, but 11% have gone. It's probably about right actually. It's about 10 miles, so it'd probably be about right. Yeah, as you can see there, it's saying if I turn off the climate control, it saves 24 miles. I got an 84% battery, so that would go up if I had it on to start with. 24 miles. It's pretty incredible. Don't really get that. Just passing the Leaf. Now, I've got to the first services on 60%, which is quite significantly different, I think. I'm trying to put it all together in my head as I'm driving along. I can't remember what I usually arrive on, but I got another 52 miles I can do. I think I can miss out the first service charge completely, which is what I was hoping, and just charge once, which will save me 30 minutes in this entire journey compared to the other Leaf. But I thought to myself, what's the point of risking it on the first one? I might as well do it on the last one. So where I usually charge on the way back down, I shall charge here, and if I can miss the last one, then I will do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm only on 60%, so it's going to take, the charge here is going to take no time at all to get to what I usually do is charge to 80% on the first one. I'm only going to charge 20% on the Rapid, so it's not going to take very long at all, is it? Now, it's not uncommon for brand new cars to have an issue with the, as in the old Leaf. Remember people having problems when they first went to charge it, but this looks like it's doing okay. Looks like it started at 60% now. So I'm going to be charging, it's going to take no time at all. I need to be up to 80%, so 15 minutes probably, at the most. Okay, we're just about 12 minutes in, 11 minutes in, and 79%. So this is going to be a real quick stop. As soon as that hits 80%, I am off, and then going to collect and see if I can do the journey basically back down without a charge. I usually leave about 80-81%, so we shall see. Looking good though. So I'm going to be putting the car into reverse for the first time, but you can see here a different startup screen from the whoopsie daisy. Same old. It's okay. So let's put this in reverse. This is obviously the Tecna, so it has all these little gadgets, but you can see all around you, which is quite nice. hardly need to do any actual looking. But there you go. I may have tilted the camera slightly. I'm trying to reverse and sync. Okay, I was just thinking, if I can do that journey back down again without charging, that ratio equates to a 50% reduction in the use of the eco-tricity chargers, which if we all had cars that did this range and more, the strain on the network, coupled with the increase in uptake of electric car ownership, you would think that it would help massively in reducing the strain and queues. There's obviously this big thing where everyone's queuing up, there's people waiting, which I haven't experienced in the chargers I charge at the moment, in general. But if there's a bigger uptake, you'd expect it to get worse and worse and worse, so obviously you need more chargers. But if your car does 300 miles per charge, I wouldn't use a charger at all on my journey. I just charge at home. I know some people like charging when they're close to home, but I don't tend to do that. If I can get home, if you could just do paying, I might charge it. Charging to charge, I may very well charge if I need to. But I kind of think because it's free, the ethos really is if you're close to home, then charge at home. Don't use a free charging if you're only 5 miles away, taking it up if someone else is there. So if I did 300 miles, I just wouldn't charge. In fact, if I did 200 mile car, if I had a 200 mile one, I wouldn't charge either. And this journey, I probably need 150 mile advertised range car to be able to do the journey without charging at all en route. So yeah, just a thought really. Like this one now is stonking along, it's quite good, still 74%. I think I'll be able to miss out that last charger, hopefully. I'll find out. Of course, I might not be able to. But this last one, my time was reduced considerably. I was only there for 12 minutes, whereas I'd usually be there for about 25 minutes, something like that. So we shall see. Obviously I got there on a higher percentage than I usually do. So I left earlier and charged for shorter times. So, and it's actually, even if I had to charge it both, but just for 15 minutes each, there would be a 50% reduction in the usage, overall usage. So yeah, even if I had to pop in, it won't be for very long. And so it would equate to a 50% reduction thinking about it. So yeah, interesting thought. Okay, I've arrived here, 60 miles left, 36.7 miles, I've done about 35 miles, something like that, most of it on the motorway. It's now being a bit more sensible with that, saying 2 miles on the 60%. When it was about 76, it was saying 25 miles or something. So yeah. Okie dokie, I'm just going to work out now how far it is back home from this location and see if that is enough. Okay, that's the thing it gives. It's 45 miles to destination, and on the guessometer we've got 62 miles, so 60%, 62. So I think, no, I don't want to find a charging station. I think
starting route guidance to your destination.
Slightly different
Turn
voice.
left.
Slightly different voice than the other woman on mine. 62 miles. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see how that goes. Now, I have done this before with this journey, and I've got unstuck. And if you've seen the episode, I've had to charge at someone's house. So don't really want to be doing that again. But because it's a bit of a weird one, you know, you've got boxes in the back, but not only that, it's a lot of motorway, and it usually saps it. But I think I'll do it. I think I'll miss the next charge, and we'll see how much I got when I get to Gloucester. And it's a long climb up then to work from Gloucester. So the 10-mile journey is basically all uphill. Climb, I think in total about 700 foot, 650 foot, something like that. So I'll try it anyway. Yeah. Worth noting, this ride on this is a lot harsher than on mine. Now I don't know why that is. Is it because mine's 2 years in and so the coils have been bedded in? Are the coils tighter on the Techno? is it just because they're brand new, or is it the alloy wheels that are causing it? Is it the tyres? I'm not sure. But it's a harsher ride. So I quite like it. It's like, it's a bit more like that. Like if you had a lowered car. Probably not quite as bad as that, but oh, for goodness sake. Yes, brakes on. Lights just changed. But yeah, I thought I'd note that before I forget that point. That's a good representation of the actual signs overhead. That was. It's a bit better graphics than the other one. Quite good, really. It's tarted up a bit. I can't see this screen is any bigger. Excuse me. I've been led to believe, things I've read, that it's a bigger screen. Not only that, the salesman said it's got a bigger screen, but I don't think it has. This phone just fits in my screen, the iPhone 6 Plus, with a bit of room at the top to spare. But left to right, it just fits in, and it just fits in this one as well. So it isn't any wider. But I obviously need to actually measure it to see. Different graphic display though, so as you can see, the menu's all along the bottom there. I'll run through it all a bit when I'm not actually travelling. I've got some time to sit down and actually have a run through it all for you. As I say, always very deceptive, this journey. 35 miles to destination with on the GOM 37. So it's closed the gap right down. So I've got to make a decision whether I stop in 8 miles time at the services or not. Okay, 33 miles to location on the GOM 31. So yeah, there you go. I do, apart from roadworks, I do 75 according to the speedo in the car. I'm not doing 50 miles an hour or anything, I never do. So I'm just keeping it fair. Unless there's roadworks, where we're now just dropping down to 50 now. So yeah, 39% battery left. 32 miles on the GOM. 32 miles to location now. As I speak. Don't forget, when I get to work, I actually do also need to get home, which is another 4 miles, but it's a real long, steep, winding road. So I need to keep that in mind. Yeah, so I might stop for 10 minutes rather than the 35 minutes to 40 minutes I usually stop. So I might plug in for 10 and then go. I think it'd be the sensible one. That way I've only stopped for 22 minutes, which is incredible. Because usually I stop for around about 25 minutes on the way up, and then I stop for more, 30 to 40 minutes on the way back down again. So I've got rid of all that basically. I just got the 22 minutes of charging out of the journey, which isn't too bad. Okay, I actually got here on 36%. I'm going to make a point of stopping for no more than 5 minutes.
Proceed to the highlighted
So
route.
I'm literally going to charge for 5 minutes, which is completely unprecedented. I think actually with a journey back of not 14 miles, because that's wrong. Unless something's gone seriously weird. 29 miles it was when I pulled in. So that's a bit strange, but it was 29 miles. And I had, what did I have? 38 on the GOM, because I was going 50 in the roadwork. So I think, and I haven't got a huge amount of motorway left, so I think I would have been all right. But I'm going to stop. Actually, I think I might stop for. I'm going to stop for 4 minutes. So when it says 4 minutes on the charger, it's 1 now. I'm just going to stop and go, because I think I got back anyway. But I just don't want the hassle. So I'm just going to charge for 4 minutes. Usually would be here, as I said before, anything from 30 minutes upwards to 45 minutes if I wanted to get if I had something to do in the evening. So it's quite important to remember that if not only have I got to get to work, but then I'm from work back home, and then if I've got anything on the evenings, and then I need to have the car at least enough power to do whatever that job is. Sometimes I don't go on a Monday, I go on a Tuesday to collect the parcels, and I actually need to take the boy to football, which involves another 16 to 20 mile trip. So I couldn't get back on empty, because I had to go straight from work home, pick him up, get him straight in the car and drive straight off. So there's no room to charge there at all. So that's why sometimes it's 45 minutes I charge here, but otherwise it'd be a minimum of 30 minutes to charge up. So as I say, I'm going to go for 5, and I think that's going to be miles more than enough. But I'll let you know, obviously, when I get back to work, what the percentage is. But this is pretty impressive. You're talking 12 minutes plus 5 minutes. I don't need to do 5. I think I've got a gut feeling I get away with it, but it would be ridiculously close, and I don't really want that uneasy feeling, or the pain in the ass of dragging a cable out, go through some windows and stuff to charge it up at work in case I'm wrong. So yeah, it's actually really good. So you're talking 12 plus 5 of charging. So I've just cut off 30-40 minutes easily off my usual charge times on a Monday. So well impressed with it, really. I just like to know what it costs now, really. But the thing is, I don't really want all these leather seats and heat seats. Although they're really nice, but I don't actually want to be paying for the privilege of it, really, when that's not my goal. My goal is to save money using it, basically. So I don't want to be spending £6 or whatever it is for the upgrades for some leather seats, heated seats, and heated steering wheels and camera systems and all that sort of shenanigans. So, but I would pay for a bigger battery. Okie dokie. So that was the 5 minutes charging done, 52%. I am now off on my way. It's 10:38. Doing some reversing. I'll tell you what, these cameras are quite useful, especially when you've got boxes in the back. You can see if there's anyone walking by you or not.
Proceed to the highlighted route,
Which is always nice. But off I go anyway. So we'll see what sort of mileage we got. But 5 minutes. I don't know, that's the first I've ever done a 5-minute charge. It's a bit silly almost, but I just had a little boost, and it was quite a boost as well. It's talking about whatever it is. Was it I come in on? I've forgotten now. Is it 5%, something like that? It's approximately a 5% boost. We're talking. I'm just waiting for it to connect. If you know what I'm doing. Just waiting to give me the actual mileage when I get back on. It does this when you go off route. You need to get back onto that blue line. Once I get back onto there, it'll tell me the mileage back. But on the GOM now it's 53. That'll drop down again if I go up to 70 because I'm no longer in roadworks. But 51%. Right, hopefully this will start behaving itself. It might not. I'm about to find out. He usually does this. This guy is just not indicating out at all.
starting route guidance
There we
to
go.
your destination. Continue on the current
I have to hammer it. Right. It's just not doing anything. Right. 28 miles, yeah. And that's what I got now. So, there you go. Should be a breeze. Okay, and I got to work with 14%. 15 miles remaining. So I charged up whatever it was, 5%. Sorry about that. A classic thing, music cuts in. So yeah, 14%. So I could knock off 5 or 6% off that, and that's what I arrived back with. So I'm just glad I did a 5-minute charge, but pretty amazing that only stopped for 17 minutes in total charge. How cool's that? Got a bit of a takeaway for lunch. How shall I heat it? I know, I'll put it on high. Lovely. Keep that nice and toasty. Oh, battery is low. One thing it is different is the headlights are different than mine. They've got a blue tint to them. Probably different bulbs as well, I suspect. Energy efficient ones, I suspect. Let's have a little look actually. See what we're actually... Oh, I suppose I can't do that. Energy information. So if I turn them off, it looks about the same. So I'm turning them on and off. Hardly any noticeable difference there. Right, well I've only got 11%. Went out for lunch, drove out to town, so lost a bit there. But there we go. Right, off I go. Homeward bound. I got the electric heated seats on. I'm going to put on the heated steering wheel as well, which is here. Let's press this button. There we go, look. Heated steering wheel. Lovely. There we go. Very low battery charge. Got the dashes, which is always nice. 6%. Oh, it was 6%. 2 degrees outside. So that's my percentage gone. But should be fine to get home. All being well. Now, starting the big old hill up home. With the battery at this level, in the other Leaf I can get from Mitcheldean, which is even further away from work, back home. So I'm assuming we should have no issues. But I have read things about new batteries need flexing in a bit. So it may subtly, the chemistry may be subtly different to start with, because they've basically done no work at all, this battery. As you can see, 87.9 miles. But it's going well so far, so a bit unnerving, but nonetheless, we shall see. Seems to be doing fine. Turtle hasn't cut in yet, which is nice. Hopefully it won't. We're just coming to the top of the hill now. So we're at the top of that hill. We're safe and sound now because we can get home no problem at all. But I shall see if this charges up fully tonight with the starts kicks in at 12:30, the charge schedule. So I actually need to set that charge schedule up on this. So I'm going to get it to start at 12:30 and then run to 7:30, I think it is. So I shall set the same thing. Hopefully it'll be on 100%. Obviously a bigger battery to charge up, so see how that goes. Okay, so let's have a little look, see if I can't. There we go. Right, I need to set this timer up, so I need to have a quick look. It's a different menu, you see. This is the thing. History, call history, Nissan Connect services, phone settings. Probably not that. Let's try that button. There we go, right there. So edit schedule. I shall say on, and then we shall start at 12 AM. 12. Let's do it 12:15. So there's no bracket either side. In my Leaf, you've got a start and a turn off time. Right, well if these lights start dancing on the dash, I'll know that the timer should be working. There. No, I think that's actually just charging. I don't want it to do that. So I've come back out to try and sort this timer out because it's charging up, which is naughty. I want to get back to charge timer. Was I an idiot? And did I just set climate control timer? What a silly boy! You see what I've done there? Some of you may be eagle-eyed and already noticed that. What a silly, silly boy. That's why it didn't work. Yes, I want to save. Is it on though? Turn it off, save. Settings saved, there we go. Right, don't want that coming on. Don't want the heating coming on, 10 past. What a daft boy. Right, charging timer. Start and end. It has got it. Oh, you people. Some of you have been shouting at me at the screen going, come on, what's the matter with you? So, let's edit schedule. Let's add on. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's start it at 12:30 AM this time. I've charged up a little bit. And then to... let's go to press and hold works, so that's good. Let's go to 7:30 like my other one. Save that. Okay, settings saved. I've already charged a 28% look, so yeah. Okay, that's that done. So, before I did that, I was actually interested to see what the heated seats do. So if I put this blue light, you can ignore that. I'll take that out. In fact, that is just me charger from the phone. Right. If I put them on high, you can see that's high. I want to see what it did to the power usage. Well, if I turn heated steering wheel on, that's on now. Turn my seat on high. They're all on high. Oh, and there's a rear, I don't know if you can see it there, probably not. No, you can't. There's a rear seat as well. The rear seats you can put heated on, so I'm going to do that. Put them on high. It doesn't seem to affect. Doesn't seem to affect it at all. It's a bit strange, really. You think, well, it must do something. So let's turn them all off. That's all off. That's off. That's off. Very strange. Right, so it doesn't do anything at all. Anyway, so that doesn't make a difference. But can you hear that? Static. The radio isn't on, because if I do that, that's turning it on. Audio off. I can still hear the static. And the volume button doesn't work to increase that noise level, but it's definitely on. I'm trying to work out where it's coming from. You probably won't be able to hear it, but it's not from the speakers on the doors. It's weird actually, because everything's off. That's on. Okay, let's turn that off. Definite static. Definite static. What I will try and do now. Actually, I wonder if I turn the monitor off, that noise will go. No, it's still happening. Makes a difference what I do with the lights. Very strange. Definitely don't get that in my Leaf. I don't know where it's coming from. That sound system is definitely what I'm going to do now though. Let me go to aux. Can I adjust the volume here? Well, I'll tell you now, that isn't increasing the static noise. Strange one. And it isn't fading from left to right either. That hasn't done anything. That's done nothing. I mean, when a car goes by, you can't hear the static anymore. That's how quiet it is. Ugh. Cars are going by. Alright. Oh, it's like the busiest time of night now all of a sudden. No, so that's made no difference at all. I really don't know. Anyway, I'm going to put that back on. That button's got wavy lines by it. Mine hasn't got wavy lines by it. So, yeah. Right, let's have a little look around this thing then, if you're not already bored from your brain. Where are we? So, no USB device. Okay. Home is sat nav to take you home. I wonder if I can get this to expose correctly. There we go. It probably changes so much. You can see a slight flicker there, which I don't get on the other screen, so it's a slightly different monitor presumably. History, call history, EV Connect services. Didn't seem to really offer much. Okay, info, just does that. GPS position, track information, navigation version, vehicle, maintenance, okay. Energy information. Oh, look at that, 2.8. That's what the motorway will do for you if you travel at 75 miles an hour. And it's brand new, of course, doesn't really got any data. Status. That all looks the same, different graphics. Okay. Camera, obviously the camera aspect's different. But yeah, so you got modes there, so you got that, and then if you press that one, it seems to show you the, what I presume is the near side rear, that is. That's the rear corner of the passenger side, as it were. So near side. But yeah, camera's really bad quality in terms of pixels, but it's quite a neat thing. In daytime, it's quite cool. Must admit, you can see what is going on around you really well. So that's nice. What else have we got that's different? So in this car, I think source, can you make that out on the steering wheel where it says source? Probably not, but it says source here. You can just about make it out. It's there, source. Don't think that's on mine. It's not lit up like that. I'm pretty sure it's not. I might be wrong. So you can switch. And we all know what that did. It cut it out when I pressed Bluetooth audio, aux, and probably radio. There we go. Turn it off. Right. So you got that. If you press the EQ button. So if I go back to map, do I lose that? I don't lose the menu at the bottom. You got navigation. That menu. The menu is a weird one because it seems to be stuff that. Oh, I see. It goes along. And you can swipe. That's pretty neat, isn't it? You don't have to press these arrows. You do. Look at that. Tells you the date. That's a bit more like it. Needs more stuff on it. And it's got the little dots in the bottom there. Edit menu. Let's have a look. Oh, that was a bit laggy. Oh, I see. So you can just move these around. Can you? What can you do with that? Oh, I see. Press and hold. No. Press and hold, and then you can swap them. Or you can move it back. That's pretty neat. Cancel route. See, cancel route. That's quite nice. So I would move that. If it was, no, I would move that all the way over. You see. That would be no. That would be my no. That would be my preference to bring it into here. So that's what I'll do is finish that. There we go. Press icon to rearrange. There we go. So you can't do anything more with that. Source, no, nothing there. There's not really a great deal in this menu to go by, but yep, you can move it around. So this is the main difference. So aside from the battery, that screen in the new computer, not a massive change, is it? Not something you'd probably want to switch the car for. The bigger battery, yes, most likely. Tomorrow morning we will see on my test to work. The best percentage I've got before was 9. Oops a daisy, that was the phone ringing. So sorry, got cut off again. Anyway, let me try and carry on. The best percentage I've got before travelling to work was 94%. So tomorrow morning we will see whether or not it's above 94%. I actually don't think it's going to be, but it has to be because it's a bigger battery. So we will see tomorrow. Right, let's see if this timer's actually worked. So let's turn this car off. And get out. All the controls on the door are the same. Let's get out. And okay, let's try that. Let's lock this up. Get the charging. Now these lights should dance if the sequence is on. Timer. Hey, there we go. Right, so that's now working. Now I've done it right, it's working. Okie dokie. Good night. 30 kilowatt hour Leaf. Nothing focuses, so I'm not even going to bother trying to get it to focus. I'm tapping the screen. This is the iPhones, look. Tapping the screen, just does not focus. Let's try and focus on something. There's the house. Right, yeah, there you go, it focuses now. Pathetic. Right, good night Leaf, and see you tomorrow morning. Mooning, mooning, mooning. Whoa, that's... I slipped then. Real badly. And the video cut out because it showed me a notification. Slipped really badly then. But, so that's quite icy. This, amazingly, when I put my head out the window about 5 minutes ago, it was only just turning, oh, don't leave your auto wipers on. It was only just on the third light. Let's turn that off, don't want that on. But it's on 100%, so that's not too bad. But it hasn't fully charged. It switched off at 7:30 because that's, as you saw yesterday, that's the time I put it on. So, and don't forget, let's turn this off now. Let's change. There we go, look. So it says on 100%, but I want it to fully charge. So I've overridden the timer now and started it charging again. Don't forget it was on 20. Oh, sorry it's all dark, but it is early in the morning. It had already charged to 28%. Despite that, it's on the same schedule as mine, the 24 kilowatt hour. But it still hasn't fully charged. So it was, which is weird because it's 28% already charged. It started 20 minutes earlier. Mine usually starts at, I suppose, yeah, it's an odd one. But there again, I suppose I haven't actually looked at the window when mine is on, oh, there we go, out of focus again. I haven't actually looked at the window when mine's from flat to fully charged at 7:30. So it might be exactly the same, but you need to bear in mind that it will take a lot longer to charge up. So if it started at 12:30 and it was flat, I hadn't started charging it yesterday to 28%, it would nowhere near be charged in the time that I've given it, the off-peak hours. It would do if you had a 32 amp. I haven't got a 32 amp, I've got a 16 amp. So if you're going to get a charger installed and you haven't bought a Leaf yet, won't focus because it's an iPhone. iPhone 6s, don't get it. It keeps doing this all the time. Didn't used to when it first came out, but it seems to be since they did an upgrade. Anyway, back to the Leaf. Yes, you need to get a 32 amp, definitely, if you're going to charge it off peak, because it'll charge in about 5 hours then, probably, I'm estimating. It's 4 hours, the 24 kilowatt version. If you've got the, what is it? Got to remember now. Is it the 6.6? It is the 6.6. Yeah, the 6.6 version, which this is, but the unit is only 16 amp, so it can't charge at 32 amps this, otherwise it would charge a lot quicker. I hope that makes sense. But I don't even know if you can get the 3.3 on this new Leaf, or they're phasing that out or what, but there you go. So it's still charging, and I'll leave that charger now until I leave. It should be charged by 8:10 when I go, so I want it to be a fair test and see what the percentage is by the time I get to work, see what the difference is. Mind you, it is a freezing cold day, 1 degree. I'm actually stood outside in my t-shirt. Okie dokie. In the interest, it's finished charging, by the way. Finished charging a little while ago, but I'm just leaving late. So I'm doing this. This is a bit unusual for the Leaf owner, but I'm doing it because I don't really want to use too much of the air conditioning, due to the fact that when I did this test of 94%, I was not in the middle of winter. I was actually in summer. So there you go. Kind of worked. Ah, dear. Right. Oh, low temperature outside, 0 degrees. 105. And oh, I don't need to do that particularly. Okay, 2.8, awful. Right, 100%, let's go. Let's just see what it is by the time I get there. Okay, I've had to stop and put the heating on because it's just so cold that it's just freezing up again. So yeah, brilliant, that's what I can see. So I'm just going to have to get it up to temperature and melt that down and then get on my way. Okay, I only stopped for about 60 seconds. It's -1 now, so it's certainly got the chill on. I'm climbing up a steep old hill. I haven't got the stuff on anymore because it's cleared. But let's see what it is when I get there. It's now -2. 97%. Yeah, it's fairly cold in the car. You know, just a little bit. But I can't have the heating on really, because when I did this before, didn't have the heating on. It was nice and toasty and hot outside in summer. So yeah, fair's fair, you know, and all that. So even now, I mean, -2, battery pack is quite cold. So yeah, we'll see. It's now -3. One thing I have noticed is because of the higher percentage, the regen, I've only got 1 bubble to regen. I haven't had more than that since setting off, whereas on mine I start with, I think I get up to having 2 to 3 possibilities of regenning, but this one just 1. So okay, I'm here, 8:51, and there we go, 95%. Worth mentioning that I've only ever got to work once in approximately 750 times that I've been to work. Must be around about that, because I've had almost 2 years and I've been there to work more than once in one day before. So approximately 750 times. I've only done 94% once. It's usually 91, 92%. And of course we're talking -3. I mean, that's pretty cold even for our winters. It's nothing compared to some of you guys in Canada and stuff, but we're not in Canada. So yeah, talking 95%. So that's, yeah, it's at worst 1% better. So basically a mile for 1% of more travel available on this car. But going by the average is probably 2 to 2.5% more battery when I got to work. And also, if you notice, 100, which is pretty flipping high. So that's pretty cool. The biggest thing, of course, is that the regen never went past that first bubble. So I couldn't regen like I do with mine. I can actually almost get 0.5% to 1% back on the journey in, because it goes up to 3 or 4 bubbles sometimes. So yeah, you can actually regen a lot of it back. But this one, I was only regenning around about to there, which is probably about 3 kilowatts going back in. So not a lot. So that's pretty neat considering the temperature. Okay, on the way home, -2 still. Actually, I came into work this morning and I had my lights on. I did not realise, so I used a bit more power. Even there, because they can shoot quite a bit. Anyway, long story short, I've still only got 2 bubbles available to do regen. This is the max regen I can have. Is that just over 10? Whereas down this hill I'm going now, I would usually have 30 kilowatts, so it'd be maxed out. That's the most I can get, which is 2 bubbles. So I can't regen as much as I usually would because the battery's so high. It's now -3. Yeah, I'm not that keen on these lights. The high beam, I don't know if it's because they're adjusted differently. It does hardly anything, so that's standard, that's high. It only does a subtle difference between the two. But yeah, so this is amazing battery percentage. Wouldn't usually expect to see this on the way back, especially not in this weather, far from it. So this makes a huge difference. I've got the heated steering on, by the way, the heated seats. I got the climate control. So it's, as you can see there on the right hand side, those gauges there, it's pumping out some power, heating the car up, etc, etc. So incredibly different, this extra battery. It's impressive, to be honest. Could do with, really though, could just do with it being a 50% increase. That would have been lovely, and I would have actually, I think, switched. I think I actually would. It's tempting on this car, but is it enough? I'll have to have a look into it. I am tempted, but is it enough of a difference? I don't think it is, to be honest. I think it could do with being 50% more, and then you'd be looking at 150 mile an hour. 150 mile an hour? 100's been a long day. 150 mile car. I mean, that would be a huge difference. That would be lovely, but it's not. So not until another year or two anyway, when they bring out the next one, which is rumoured to have a much bigger battery. But that's not in existence yet. So yeah, it's only got up 1% at climbing this hill. I'd lost 2%, 3%. I've only lost 1%. Morning. 100%, 100 miles. Minus 4%. I can't use the. Well, I could have set up my timer, I suppose, to preheat, but I can't use the app, of course, because it ain't my car. Just wondering what's behind this. Is it exactly the same? It is exactly the same as my one. But there you go. Oh, there's the back, by the way, for you, those of you interested. And there's the high-low. With the Bose sound system, you use a tiny little bit of boot space from the amplifier, which is in the boot. And actually, I think that would get, with my boxes and stuff, that would get seriously smashed up. I'll try and roll forward and show you actually while this is, see if I can get the camera on to make sure there's no children about. Don't think there is. So I'll put it there. One good use for that camera. Let me go and show you the boot. Ow! Those doors, by the way, close easier than mine, and so does the boot. So they've adjusted something there, ever so slightly. Unless it's just literally my car, it's not a problem. But there it is. That sits in the back there. Comes with mats. But yes, you can see there actually a box has been laid on top of that. It is metal, but yeah, not ideal, to be fair. So it's just a sort of an unnecessary thing in my opinion. There doesn't seem to be any 3-pin plug. Yeah, there's the other charger. Oh, of course it doesn't come with it, does it? It comes with that when it's got 6.6. So there's the back end, so you can see that all the way through. But this, oh, it still made a creaking noise then. It shuts much easier. But there she is anyway. That is the Tecna 30 kilowatt hour Leaf for your perusal. And that's a stinky diesel. Can't wait until they bring out a 50 kilowatt hour ENV 200 if it ever happens. But there she is, going back today. So okay, it's now -5. It's a good time to test this car anyway. So I've demisted everything, de-iced it, and we're off to work. There's an odd thing I'm noticing, the speedo is sort of slurred. I don't know if it's because of the cold or what, but it looks kind of slurred. So you can see the blurring between the change digits. Don't see that in mine. Ugh, very bumpy. But you can sort of see it blue, it leaves a blue thing. It might be because of the cold. But I don't think it's not extreme cold, is it? Okay, bring it back for 11 o'clock as agreed. And Kia Motors. And hopefully my lovely Nissan's there. I can see mine over there, little white thing. But here I am, back, dropping her off. So, would I go for a 30 kilowatt hour Leaf? The answer is, if I was buying a Leaf for the first time, I wouldn't go for 24 kilowatt hour. I would definitely go for 30 kilowatt hour. In terms of thinking about upgrading now, so cancelling the contract hire I have on this, the cost of that involved, and upgrading, no, I wouldn't. It's not a big enough jump, so it's only 25% more
which is great because it's good to have. But if it was 50% more, do you know what? I think I would go for the expense of actually cancelling it and taking that out. It's a great example that they're in the same size and I think the same weight. I'm not 100% sure on that. Space, so the same car, they can actually put a more powerful battery in. It's a good example of that, without changing essentially anything. They can lob a battery in there, which just takes you further, which is great. So if it was first time buy, definitely. If it was on budget, of course. The only reason I go for 24 watt hour is because it would be cheaper. So if it fits your budget, 30 kilowatt, there's no brainer. But getting rid of this now and upgrading, not a big enough jolt really. Ow, massive pothole. So yeah, I think 50% more, I would have definitely done it. And I think next year or so they're coming out with possibly a longer range version. You know, and my benchmark, I suppose, or my limit, my minimum would be 150 mile range. That would do it for me. That would basically, like the Monday trip, would just be a breeze. I wouldn't have to charge at all. I'd just go up to Avonmouth and come back down again. There'd be no, you know, I say not charge at all. Not charge at all en route, of course. And that would take out, you know, we talk about approximately an hour. Just get rid of an hour easily out of the journey. So, but I'd have to upgrade my wall charger, wouldn't I? Because I couldn't charge the car if it was empty. With the Monday trip, it would be fairly low. It'd probably have 50 miles still left on it, to be fair, approximately. Actually, probably wouldn't, actually, because it's motorway work, so it might have 20 to 30 miles left on it, which wouldn't be enough then to go somewhere else afterwards. So yeah, my 150 miles would be my minimum requirement really for my next electric car, which is, I'm halfway through this video blog. I'm 2 years in. It's the 21st, so 3 days time I've had this 2 years. 33,103 on the clock at the moment. So it's rolling by. It's gone incredibly quickly to think that this time in 2 years there'll be the end of the contract, and I'm actually quite quite nervous about where I go with that. And I'm really hoping it's exactly the right timing, where there's several manufacturers who've got cars on the market that are doing 150 miles plus. But we will see. So yes, the 30 kilowatt hour, definitely. If you're watching this thinking should I go for a Leaf, then if you can afford it, go for the 30 kilowatt hour. In terms of the Tecna, I've got some views on that. The leather seats, once I've experienced these seats, I prefer these seats to the leather seats. In winter, they got heated seats in them. Brilliant, that's great. But you kind of need those with the leather, because the leather's like the temperature we'd be having, and the leather is freezing cold, and in comparison this cloth isn't. So you get into this, you don't sit on it and go, wow, that's cold through my legs, I need to put the heated seat on. You just get in it, and it warms up instantly. As soon as you touch it, almost it starts to heat up naturally through your own body heat. And then in summer the leather's too hot, you know, so it almost needs cooling. So it's black obviously, as you saw, but so I wouldn't go for that anyway. And the heated steering wheel, I didn't actually find it, despite, and it was a perfect test for it because it was -6, and I didn't actually find it comfortable. I didn't like the feel of the leather steering wheel either. This is all personal preference, of course. And the Bose sound system, I think I've already mentioned it, but the Bose sound system, the amplifier, yes, nice, real nice sound, but the amplifier would get in the way of my, I mean, I really use this car, as you see, it's not exactly clean. It's just used, I use it as I want to use it. I don't want to be walking on eggshells with the thing. And you can see all the tests I've done it run out and all sorts. And it has had no negative effect on it at all. But when I put boxes in the back, it just gets in the way. And I mean, that, you know, I actually had a mark where I put a box on it. I didn't intentionally put it on it, it was just happened to be on it. It was packed full, so that would actually get in the way. So that I would ask for that to be removed. If I wanted everything else to go with that, I would ask for that to be taken out, because you'd get damaged, no doubt about it. So all those upgrades, the cameras, they're okay. What you need to remember if you are thinking about that is that what you'll find is they get dirty real quick. So they almost become, they're rendered useless unless you spend a couple of seconds each time you get into the car, going around and cleaning the cameras. And with that, there's not one, of course, there's one in the front, one in the back, one each side of the mirrors. So you do need to definitely keep that in mind, because with this reversing camera, it is brilliant when it's clean. As soon, I bet I've driven to work now, it's clean when I left, I bet you it'll be dirty. There'll be specks all over it. You kind of make out where you're going, but not reliably enough not to run someone over. So just keep all those things in mind if you're thinking about it and thinking whether it's worth the stretch. And if you go into the showroom to go and buy one from Nissan, it is definitely worth pretending you don't want the leather and it's not really worth the upgrade. Because yesterday when I did that, when I handed it back, they agreed. They're like, yeah, I know, it's not really worth it. I was like, but if I'd have said, oh, I really like that, they might have gone, yeah, it's really good. So it'd be interesting to see what they'd say. If you're like, nah, I don't really need all that extra stuff. And they gave the impression that, yeah, it was a bit of a waste of money. But there we go. Anyway, would I go for one? Yes, because it's exactly the same as this guy. So if it goes further, would I ditch this one to go for that one? No, not a big enough jump. That's the summary. Cheers, guys. Bye.